Picture a late-night recording session in 1996. Half-written lyrics litter the console, reel-to-reel tape whirs, and Brooklyn's most talked-about duo, Christopher Biggie, Wallace, and Kimberly Lil Kim Jones, lock eyes over a playback loop. Tempers flare, an argument breaks out. Kim later recalls her studio headphones flying across the room and Big's hands briefly tightening around her shoulders in a burst of frustration. Security hustles them into the hallway, where the pair cool off in tense silence. In that instant, the public's fairy tale love story fractures, setting the stage for 20-plus years of rumors, reconciliations, and reputational tug-of-war. For some, that scrap is an early sign of an unhealthy partnership. For others, it's just another headline in a decade known for larger-than-life drama. Regardless, the ripple effects shape Kim's next chapters that include Hollywood interpretations, courtroom testimony, and shocking reversals of loyalty. Today, we trace every twist from that headphone crash to a funeral embrace the media never saw coming, and ask, was Lil Kim unfairly cast as villain, or did her own choices fuel the fallout? The first clue lies in an elevator nobody can forget. Years after the studio dispute, Kim tells a daytime TV host about a separate confrontation in the Hit Factory's elevator lobby. She remembers regaining consciousness on the floor, throat sore, Biggie hovering nearby with a worried look. The clip, uploaded and re-uploaded across social platforms, always goes viral. Viewers fall into two camps. One sees a survivor recounting trauma, the other accuses her of dramatizing a private quarrel. Kim herself offers a nuanced take. We were two strong artists under intense pressure. Emotions ran higher than they should have. That footage reemerges whenever Kim's loyalty to Biggie is questioned, fueling commentary threads for days. Yet the real cost of that narrative isn't just online backlash. It's how the incident becomes shorthand for difficult to work with, giving gatekeepers an excuse to sidestep her perspective. Kim retreats, focuses on music, and tells friends that questions about the elevator hurt more than anyone realizes. The pain intensifies when Hollywood gets involved. Fast forward to 2009. The biopic Notorious opens nationwide, promising an inside look at Biggie's life. Kim, absent from all production meetings, buys a ticket like everyone else. On screen, her character is portrayed as a lingerie-clad sidekick delivering comedic one-liners, a depiction Kim later calls flat-out disrespectful and cartoonish. Viewers laugh, critics applaud, but Kim feels erased. The ripple effect continues. In 2011, R&B powerhouse Monica prepares to release a single featuring Kim and a sample of Biggie's vocals. Just before launch, clearance is denied by the late rapper's estate, run by his mother, Valletta Wallace, citing creative differences. Fans suspect lingering tension after Kim's public critiques of the biopic. Kim, once again, watches a door close. Meanwhile, Ms. Wallace grants interviews calling Kim talented, yet prone to theatrics, even hinting at a disputed mink coat. Whether that accusation is literal or metaphorical, headlines latch onto the phrase, Kim the Thief, cementing another layer of stigma. But the sharpest sting comes from the executive who first opened Bad Boy's doors. Sean Diddy Combs, founder of Bad Boy Records, played a pivotal role in Biggie's success and indirectly Lil Kim's rise. Yet when Big first introduces Kim to the mogul back in the mid-90s, Combs allegedly shrugs, "She's too pretty to be rapping." Where does that fit in the market? Undeterred, Kim's debut Hardcore sells platinum without Bad Boy's backing. Still, an official deal never materializes. Jump to 2005. Kim begins a one-year federal sentence for perjury tied to an altercation outside Hot 97 radio. During her incarceration, she notes that Diddy doesn't visit or write, a silence that stings all the more when tabloids capture him meeting with Lil Wayne at Rikers and announcing business ties to up-and-comer Nicki Minaj. In a leaked phone call, Kim laments what she views as transactional loyalty. It's always strategy first, people second. Fast forward again to 2025. An investigative docuseries drops unverified allegations about Combs' business dealings in the 90s and 2000s. The music mogul files a 9-figure defamation suit calling the program sensational fiction. Kim declines to comment publicly, proof some say that she's learned how quickly statements become ammo. Meanwhile, another rift opens, this time inside Junior MAFIA. March 17, 2005, a federal judge sentences Lil Kim to 366 days for providing false testimony about who carried firearms during a 2001 Hot 97 dispute. The most publicized witness? James Lil Cease Lloyd, Kim's longtime friend and junior MAFIA colleague. Outside the courthouse, Cease tells journalists he was subpoenaed and had no real choice. Kim feels blindsided, later admitting the betrayal cut deeper than the sentence itself. While she serves time, her fourth album, The Naked Truth, earns historic 5-mic praise from The Source magazine, but underperforms commercially. Industry insiders whisper that radio PDs are wary of aligning with a newly convicted artist during a period when mainstream hip-hop is rebranding itself as family-friendly, but grudges rarely last forever in music. On May 21, 2019, Biggie's posthumous 47th birthday, friends gather at a candlelit Brooklyn steakhouse for a private tribute dinner. Mid-toast, Lil Cease turns to Kim with watery eyes. "I wasn't the brother you deserved. I'm sorry." Cameras flash, social feeds light up. Kim responds with a hug and later calls the night a spiritual reset. The reconciliation wins over fans and DJs alike. Streaming numbers for classic junior MAFIA track spike by triple digits. And hip-hop media outlets praise both artists for maturity over mythology. 5 years later, the healing faces one more test. March 12, 2025. Mourners fill Manhattan's Frank E. Campbell Chapel to honor Valletta Wallace, who passes peacefully at 78. Photographers capture a scene no one predicted. Faith Evans and Lil Kim standing shoulder to shoulder, united in grief. Observers note that Kim's quiet attendance, despite past friction with the estate, signals genuine respect. After the service, Kim exits through a side door, declining interviews. According to close friends, she whispers a prayer for closure, for everyone. Even some longtime critics acknowledge the gesture as a masterclass in grace. Still, Kim's story continues to evolve. Scheduled for release on September 23, 2025, Kim's memoir, The Queen Bee, already dominates pre-order charts. Early promotional copy promises chapters on colorism, artistic ownership, and an act of loyalty that nearly cost me everything. Publishers stress the book's goal is reflection, not retaliation, yet social media buzzes about potential new insights into the unsolved case surrounding Biggie's passing. Entertainment blogs speculate about a companion streaming series in pre-production, though all parties maintain strict NDAs. Kim's publicist states, "For the first time, Kimberly gets to script her own story, without edits from executives, estates, or studios." Legal analysts note that any fresh allegations could trigger responses from high-profile figures, emphasizing that claims must be carefully sourced. As anticipation mounts, one thing is clear: Kim's narrative refuses to stay static. Each new project, reunion, or controversy reshapes public opinion, reminding fans that hip-hop history is a living document. Which brings us to the final question. From a pair of busted headphones in a mid-90s studio to a respectful nod at a 2025 funeral, Lil Kim's journey weaves resilience, controversy, and unwavering dedication to her craft. Along the way, her reputation has been reshaped by films she never endorsed, courtroom transcripts she couldn't erase, and headlines that sometimes valued shock over nuance. Yet amid industry politics and personal missteps, a through line emerges. Kim consistently honors the memory of Christopher Wallace, organizing tributes, breaking bread with former adversaries, and showing up when it counts. So, was Lil Kim unfairly cast as antagonist, or did certain choices fuel the storms she faced? Perhaps the truth sits somewhere in the gray space between perception and lived experience. One fact remains undeniable. Whenever hip-hop's story is retold, the Queen Bee's voice echoes, sometimes defiant, sometimes reflective, always impossible to ignore. Now it's your turn. Was Kim misjudged, or did she write her own controversial legend? Drop a comment, share your take, and let's keep the conversation moving.